Hello, I hope you're doing okay from wherever you're watching from. Welcome to today's episode, which is not a house tour, but rather we want to tackle some of the mostly asked questions by our viewers and clients and see if we can learn and grow together. With us today is one of our realtor friends, and she's going to be walking through this project with me as we have this conversation, and she'll be my wheelist today. Hi, how are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing well. Good to see you here.
Good to see you too.
Yeah. Tell us what your name is so that those who might not know you can get to know you.
My good name is Mary Diana,
Yes.
well known as MD from MD Modern Homes. And today I'm glad to be here with you.
Yes.
I've been in the industry for quite some time.
Yes.
Actually, I think as at now, this is my 7th year.
Wow, 7 years.
Yes.
That's quite a while, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you know this industry in and out.
I'll say yes, but it's a learning process.
Yeah.
We keep on learning every day.
Yes.
And we thank God.
Wow, that's
Yes.
good, yeah? So where are we today?
Today we are in Ruiru,
Yeah.
Muguda area. As you can see,
Yeah.
we have this amazing gated estate.
Yeah.
It actually has 3 units, 4 bedroom, all en suite.
Yeah.
As you can see right now, they're already units,
Yeah.
but they were sold when they're still under construction.
Yeah.
Yes,
Off plan, that is.
that is off plan.
Yeah, I remember when the developer started. This developer has been in the industry for quite a while.
Yes.
They have done other units.
Yes.
And that is one of the advice you always give people when they're buying off plan. It's always good to see what the developer has done before,
Yes.
so that you can have a basis or even an understanding
Of what to expect.
Yeah, in
Yeah.
terms of finishings, in terms of even timelines. Do they
Yes.
finish projects on time, on
Yes.
the scheduled time, and so on?
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Speaking of off plan, I know not every viewer understands the meaning of off plan.
Yeah.
So it's actually good to clarify what off plan means.
exactly, tell us what it means.
So when buying a property, you can choose to buy either a ready property
Yeah.
or one still under construction.
Uh-huh.
If you buy one still under construction,
Yeah.
that is what we call off plan.
Yeah.
And by that is whereby the developer has a concept or an idea
Yeah.
of how the house is supposed to come out
Yeah.
and a projection period within which this house will be ready.
Yeah.
So when one comes on site,
Yeah.
like where we are, you can be able to see this house,
Yeah.
have an idea of what he or she has done before,
Yeah.
and then you can be able to get to the next site,
Yeah.
whereby probably work is starting.
Yeah.
So you are told we have like 3 units like
Yeah.
these ones,
Yeah.
and then you get to select either a corner
Yeah.
or any other. Once you select, you normally pay a deposit, and then you are able to pay the balance in installments.
As split across the construction period.
Yes.
For example, this developer has an ongoing project just nearby,
Yes,
actually
yes.
a stone throw away.
Yeah.
And that project, there are people who have actually already placed a deposit for
True,
some
true.
of the units.
Yes.
Then it's a project that you can come and buy into. And now, based on what you'll have seen here, you'll have an idea of
what to expect the other
what to
side.
expect on the other side.
Yes.
Which is the same thing that the clients who bought here did.
Yes.
And talking of that, what are some of the benefits of buying off plan?
When you buy a house at off plan, first of all, the price is lower.
Yeah.
You get.
Yeah, of course.
You cannot compare the price of buying a ready house and buying one that is still under construction.
Yeah.
For instance, this house is going for 18 million, right?
Yeah.
If someone came in to buy right now when it's ready, the price will actually go higher.
It will be higher.
Yes.
Because it's a ready unit, and obviously the person who has already bought it would want to make a profit on it.
Yeah.
Or even the developer themselves, they'll be like, it's a finished product, so there's more demand for finished products, and therefore they'll have more shots to call. But when you're still at the start, for example, actually I can mention this. There's one house we toured in Kiambu Road,
Yes.
and when they were starting the project off plan, a few years ago,
Yes.
those houses were going for 28 million. That house today sells for 62 million.
I think I know
Believe
it.
or not.
I think I know that project.
So you can imagine, for someone who bought it at off plan at that time.
Yes, it's making over 50%, actually double profit.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So those are some of the benefits of buying off plan.
Yeah. And apart from that, as you had said earlier, one can always customize the house to your taste and preference.
Yeah.
The developer could be doing specific colors of tiles. You can choose to change the type of tiles, cabinets, lighting, like you can just play around with the house so that it can suit your taste and preference.
Yeah. And since we talked about it being a gated, some people always have that question of what exactly is a gated community, an own compound, and even serviced gated communities? Maybe we can talk about that a little bit in terms of your experience.
Actually, this is the best place for me to give as an example.
Yeah.
You see, like where we are,
yeah.
This is a gated estate. It has 3 units.
Yeah.
And you can see in between, they have done the live fence as a way of separating one unit from the other.
Exactly.
So that is what is done in most of the gated communities.
Yeah.
For an on-compound, you have a perimeter wall all around your house, plus your gate.
Yeah.
And then, like, it's not a community.
Yeah.
Yes.
Exactly.
And then, like we have these ones are 3 units only, and there are no common amenities. But you'll get those big estates whereby they come with all the amenities: swimming pool,
kids playing area, the gym,
all those things. So you realize that when you search, one has to pay service charge. So it just depends with the kind of amenities that are in that estate.
You can also have what you'd call serviced. Sometimes if it's a plot, you can call it a serviced plot, or you can call it a serviced gated community, whereby in such, for example, maybe if I was to name drop one, I could mention like an estate like Runda, whereby everyone has their own compound, but it's within a larger community.
True. Yes, I get it.
So that also means that you guys still have to pay some service charge because of the community that you're in.
Yes.
Because at the end of the day, there are bills to pay in terms of security and so on. Okay.
Not before we forget, once the estate is ready, we normally have handovers. Like for this estate, it's actually being handed over tomorrow. So we normally do estate handover and management.
Exactly.
The 3 of you will be able to know how you want to manage your estate.
And because maybe they probably want a common security.
So you come up with your own terms on how you want your estate managed.
How do you actually buy? What's the process of buying a property in Kenya?
The process is very simple. But for a first-time homeowner or a first-time buyer, so when buying a home, first of all, you get to identify the kind of property you are looking for. It could be a bungalow, mansionette, land, apartment, name them all. So once you identify, you contact us realtors. We take you to the site. Once you visit the site, you get to know like what you are dealing with. So that you know if it is real or it's not something that is real. Once you confirm it's real, you get to choose your unit. You are given a title deed. You do a search for due diligence. That's just to confirm that the land is okay and it doesn't have any issues. And then from there, the developer or the company is able to give you the sales agreement or the offer letter. So you're able to go through it. If it is okay with you, it's now when you proceed to make payment and book that house. And when it comes to that, you can also use a conveyancing lawyer to guide you on how the terms of the sales agreement are.
In fact, I always encourage people to involve a lawyer even when it comes to when you're doing the title search, because this is something that you can easily do for yourself. For example, where you are, the offices, you'd have to go to the lands office at Royal. But instead of doing it for yourself, I always advise have a lawyer do it for you.
Very important.
Because lawyers there are things that happen in land ministries. Sometimes criminal activities even happen in those offices.
True.
So having a lawyer who deals with land, they probably have inside information which can come in handy anytime you're dealing with a property. And also when you're just looking at the title, there are other things to consider. For example, I know where we are in this area. There's something called a certificate. There's something called an allotment number. These are also means of ownership. Yes, there's the title, but you realize that where you also have the allotment number and the certificate, these can be weighted documents and they can even stand in a court of law in Kenya. And you might have the title, but if you don't have the allotment number or the certificate that goes with it, then someone else can claim to own that land, and it can bring issues. So having a lawyer who has dealt with land sales in that area will come with advice again. Of course, you can also get the same advice from your realtor. But why not proof? You know, the more you proof yourself, the better. You know.
Then it's actually good. You just take your time when doing your due diligence. Don't rush to invest, because you rather be sure before investing, so that even in the whole process, you're comfortable. You don't have butterflies in your stomach.
And actually, we're talking about rushing a process. That is something that we have seen. I think it's something we encountered when we started doing what we do. I remember one of our viewers saw a house and they were like, they even went behind our backs and pressed a deposit, only for us to tell us, you should have actually consulted us so that we can tackle this issue and this. So by the time they were coming back to us, they were like, come on, man. You actually you did this by yourself. So now how do we help you? But these are some of the issues that you have to tackle way before you actually place a deposit. Don't rush. The project will be there. What is yours?
Even if you miss that one, more projects are still coming up. Yeah. So that is the process. And of course, there are now those personal things you need to consider. You're looking at location, accessibility, serenity, the workmanship. You just come check if the workmanship is worth or value for money. So,
and even it's also good to know that an agreement is not written on stone. So what the developer sends you, if you have a good lawyer, these are things that you can actually debate and tailor make to suit yourself.
Especially for instance, if you're buying that off-plan model, you can tell the developer, instead of paying like monthly, you pay per milestone of construction. So that you agree, you've made the deposit, but now this balance, once you do foundation, I pay. Once you get to walling, once you get to roofing, finishes, like you pay per installments.
You pay in terms of, we call them milestones.
And you know, clients are different. You have those ones who are doing cash. Those ones who are doing mortgage, installment, or the rent to own.
So when it comes to obviously cash payments, normally you have to pay within 90 days. The agreement gives you 90 days to make sure for you to make the whole payment. And when it comes to installments, this will depend. For example, are we splitting it across the building period? How long is the building period? In some cases it can be months. In some cases it can be years. And when you talk about off-plan, this can go up to 5 or even 10 years. But then again,
depending on the developer.
Here you bring in the issue of what you'd call a hire purchase situation, whereby we say if you buy a product cash, it's the mentioned price. For example, if the house is going for 16 million, that is the mentioned price. But if you're buying a house under a payment period of like 10 years, obviously it cannot be 16
have some
million.
interest. The
There's
prices
some
will shoot.
interest that way. And these are things that now probably the developer will tell you, and then now you can discuss them via your lawyer. Any communication should always be documented, and it works better when a lawyer is in between. It's okay to pay someone to actually read the document for you.
So as we continue, that was the kitchen. It also has a
laundry area, a pantry.
Then now on the ground level, we have the guest cloakroom here, and we have 2 bedrooms on the lower level. So we'll go to the next level and check out the primary bedroom as we continue discussing about the terms of payment. Kwanza pale kwa mortgage.
I know.
Hapo clients wanaulizaga sana.
And just to clarify, this one of these bedrooms is what is to be used as the staff quarters. So if you just want to use it as a normal bedroom, then it becomes a 5-bedroom. So it's a 4-bedroom plus a staff quarter.
Or a 5-bedroom all in suit.
With that said, let's go upstairs and see how the primary looks like. Welcome to the first level landing. We have 2 bedrooms on this side, a patio section and the primary bedroom. And we're going to continue with our conversation as we check out the primary bedroom. So MD, you're telling me about this question, which you also get all the time. It's a major elephant in the room. Can I buy this property with mortgage?
Can I buy mortgage with you? Do you give mortgage? So it's actually good. With the information you have, we just brief you on how the process goes. When it comes to mortgage, actually, it's easier to go have that conversation with your bank. And any bank can finance any property as long as it has all the documents. So you go to your bank, you give them your documentations, and then they'll tell you the kind of limit you qualify. It could be 15, 10. So basing on that limit they give you, that is what will guide you on which kind of property to even start house hunting. Because you already know you're working with this budget. Because you can come house hunt without, before confirming with them, and then you're told you can only finance maybe 6 million and you have a property of 10 million. So it's always good first
to talk with the bank.
Basically,
a mortgage is a loan. Just that, like there's a car loan. So a mortgage is a property loan, and as you have broken it down really well.
So you go to your bank, after going to your bank, and then now you're able to have a plan. You kuja kutafuta nyumba kwetu, you know whatever exactly you are looking for. So they tell you how much money you qualify, and then you're also able to sit down with them and you agree on the repayment period.
Exactly.
Like how many years are you supposed to pay? How much will you be paying monthly? And such like things. So when you come to the site to buy a property like this one, if the bank is financing you 90%, you have to find a way of raising their 10%.
Exactly.
And if it is financing, let's say 80, you raise the 20.
You have to raise the 20.
Yes.
And in some situations, for example, a property like this, which is off-plan, banks are normally hesitant to finance off-plan projects. So you'll be forced to raise the deposit. And now when at the completion stage, that's when now the bank will come and pay off the balance.
Like for this estate, I know there's a client who raised a deposit of 2 million. Then the developer continues to construct. Once the house is ready, the bank comes, does valuation, given all the documents. Then from there, they finance.
This is a freehold situation. Many lands in this area have freehold titles. But in some situation, you find that is a leasehold. And basically, the difference, it's a major ask question. What is the difference between freehold and leasehold? And freehold basically means that you own the land in
the land and the property. And it can actually be inherited, like it's...
You pass it on.
You own it as long as you want. But now for lease, you only own the property, but the land, you have to
keep on paying rates, and you have the lease is normally
99 years.
It's 99 years. So sometimes you might find that the lease has been in place since 1980. So it means up to now it has about 44 years ago. So it has 56 years remaining. So it means at the end of those 56 years, you will get an opportunity to renew your leasehold. And you can still pass it on to your kids. It can be inherited and so on. However, if you have not been paying land rates,
this
is a property that can be taken away from you. You have to make sure that you've been paying your land rates, and as you pass it on, then there are some payments that you have to be made as you renew the leasehold.
So this is actually the master bedroom. We were at the balcony. This is the bedroom space. It comes with a walk-in closet on the other side, and an in-suite toilet and bathroom, which also has a jacuzzi. Quality workmanship is what you get when you invest with this developer.
And moving on, another major issue in the, call it the elephant in the room. We have these clients who are in the diaspora. I would call them diaspora clients. And even going beyond diaspora clients, we can even talk about foreigners. But let's start with diaspora clients. And one of the main issues with diaspora clients is that they might be hesitant to invest in these properties because first, they're not in the country to confirm for themselves. Number two, some of them have dealt with their relatives who have not been fully honest. And some of them have even dealt with proprietors who have conned them. And therefore, there's the issue of trust. In fact, it's the whole point of trust and honesty. So basically, what's your advice to these clients who are in the diaspora?
With my experience, I can advise a diaspora client, in case you want to invest back home, first of all, identify a professional and well-knowledgeable realtor who can guide you on how to be able to get a house. Two, you can also engage someone you trust, to be a family friend, and also a lawyer. So a lawyer, a realtor, and someone who you trust. They can come on the site. They check out for you that house. They confirm if it is real. We can actually also do live videos for you, take you to the office, and then all the documents will be sent to you on your email.
So basically, you have like 3 safety nets in that situation. If the realtor, the lawyer, and maybe a family or friend that you trust, a family member or a friend that you trust. And that's one way of going about it.
And then the good thing is that all the documents from the title, agreement, transactions, they're on your email. Even if you pay, you're not around, you get the receipts on email. The office is always in communication with you. If you've bought a property that is still under construction, you also get updates from the developer or your realtor.
Okay, let's check the rooftop from here. And one of the things I like about this house is that you get a lot of outdoor space that you can make good use of. For example, this patio area, somewhere you can chill out,
relax. And this is something that actually most developers don't have this concept. But this is amazing. Like, you can even have kids on the lower side,
and then you have the upper side chilling up over here.
This is nice.
So welcome to the rooftop, guys. And last but not least, why work with a realtor? Both of us are realtors. MD has been doing this for 7 years.
Yeah.
We have been doing this for 1.5 years.
With my experience,
Yeah.
it's actually very important for a client to work with a realtor.
Yeah.
You know why? Because I'm always on the ground. I understand, I have the information, I have the knowledge, and I can always guide you. I tell you, you can invest in this kind of property. This one is not legit. You know, like I have all the information you want. And then I'm giving you variety. I know why we have all the properties, be it bungalows, mansionette, be it Thika Road, Mombasa Road, like all around. So I can always give you a choice.
So basically you're saying you're sort of a directory for real estate.
True.
That is very true. That is very true. You are a wealth of information. So therefore you are resourceful to a client.
Very resourceful.
For example, if they say my budget is 20 million,
I am able to know this property you can get at this particular place.
Yeah. And sometimes if a property has an issue, there's a caveat on it, you can tell them, this is the situation on the ground. Probably you should be hesitant. I'm not saying you should avoid it. And sometimes you can actually tell them, avoid that property.
True.
And it's good to listen to your realtors. I feel that often when you hear stories of people being conned in this industry, it's because they refuse to listen to their, for example, the other day a client called Ray, our contact person, and happened to be there. And Ray was like, for that property, I wouldn't advise because of this and this. They have failed on delivery in terms of the timelines they had given. And we have actually told some of our clients to pause. And the client was just adamant, I want that one. Wow. And we were like, okay, for that one we cannot represent you. If you want, if you
choose someone else to represent you, because you don't want to see your clients frustrated in the end. Because we've had those cases, and you're like, how can you help me now?
And you know, when things go wrong, then that's when they always come back to you. Hey, you should have told me. So that's the point of having a realtor, so that they actually tell you.
And you know, it's like, it's a long-term relationship between me and you as my client. Yes, I've sold for you this house today. You could want to rent it. You could want to sell it later. And I'm the person who will help you do all this.
The whole idea is you're creating relationships. It is not a one-off relationship.
It's not a matter of just selling, get commission,
you disappear. That is the one thing I've learned in the industry, that your best marketer is the person you sold the house to. And also that person you sold the house to, the relationship has not ended there. They might need another service.
They can even give you referrals.
Exactly. It's actually something I've seen. And actually this I saw with a Diaspora client. And they happened to talk to me, and then I think they were like, I don't need this guy. They went ahead, invested in a project. Then later on they came back and they told me what they had done. And I told them, I wish you had actually told me, because that project is actually having some issues in terms of delivery. And with all that advice, they were actually able to pull out of the project before they went in further. And they took their money where it was safer, because as you said, we are the ground,
we know everything. We're able to talk to the neighbors. They tell us this house is like this, this kind of developer. You know, in short, you're saying it's good to have an informative, professional realtor who can always guide you in the process, so that your journey is seamless without any issues.
And on top of your realtor, add a lawyer as well, so that the more safety nets you have, the better. You can never have enough safety nets. So the more you're able to proof yourself, the better. And with that, guys, I think today's episode will end there. We don't want to information overload you.
But in case you want something else tackled, you can always comment. And
we are going to talk about it on the next episode. In fact, actually tell us what else you would like to know, and we're going to talk about it on our next episode. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed what you have done today. In case you're still wondering the layout of this place, so the rooftop comes with a kitchen
or barbecue area.
And this is really nice. I'll probably just add a glass top there, just to, you know, make it usable even when it's raining and so on.
And on the other side, you have a solar water heater.
There's a washroom.
You have a guest washroom. Water is sufficient. You have a borehole. Provision and the county. And this project is sold out, but the developer has another project just a stone throw away, going for 18 million.
So if you'd be interested to come and see what they're doing, you can either talk to MD or you can talk to us, and we're going to serve you. And
thank you
so much. See you on the next one. Bye. How was that?
That was amazing.
You had a good time?
Hey.